O my fellow prisoners, are many different types of lords better, or Allah, the one, the dominant? What you are worshipping other than Him are only names which you have made up, you and your fathers, for which Allah has sent down no authority. He didn't teach us these names. Most surely, the command is for none but for Allah. He had commanded that you shall not worship any other than Him. This is the true religion. It's a true way of life. But most people just do not know. They don't want to know. They don't seek the knowledge. They're too busy with other things. In this there is great wisdom, my brothers and sisters. In this one verse is enormous understanding and meaning of the proper meaning of Tawheed, of monotheism, the worship of one true God, and the rejection of all false deities and false pieces of information which make partners with Allah, even if they come from the most beloved people to you and the people you owe honor and respect to, such as your fathers, your mothers, your relatives, your uncles and aunties, your ancestors, your people of authority, even your sheikhs. But sheikhs will never do something like that. But back in Lebanon and in other countries, they call certain people sheikhs that do not deserve that name. They are not knowledgeable, and they are people who have taken on the name of sheikh, and they're dressed like sheikhs, but they teach the people actions of sorcery, making partners with Allah, and innovative matters such as calling upon the dead, calling upon people who were called by righteous names, taking their children to their graves for healing, doing actions of sorcery in the name of good. And this all comes with shirk in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Teaching them traditions such as we said before, knocking on wood to keep away bad luck. This is based on shirk of people who thought that spirits used to go into trees. So they used to hang up and bless themselves from trees, and wood is made of trees. And so on and so forth. Swearing oath by other than Allah, such as swearing on my mother's grave, they say. Swearing on my honor. Swearing on my mustache. They say this in Arab terms. Wahiyat shwerbi, they say. By the honor of my mustache, by the honor of myself. And so on and so forth. This is all part of following traditions of past ancestors that Allah did not send down at all. We have in my father's village in Lebanon a grave which is probably it can fit about, I'd say about 5 people in a row. That's how big it is. And the name of the person they've given in that grave is Marmar. Marmar. I've never heard of this name in the Quran or in anywhere in the traditions of Islam. Marmar. But I heard about it in the books of the Christians. And they say he is a noble wali of God. They take their kids there for healing. If the woman wants to get pregnant, she goes there. If they're not even allowed to touch any of the trees around him, because they say this is a sanctuary for the Prophet Marmar in that grave. So no one touches the trees, even if they need them. So these are names. Just to give you an example, I'd like to attack myself so I don't offend anyone. These are names which they bring about, and customs and traditions which they bring about. Allah tells us in the Quran, why do you worship other than what Allah has brought you, to the people of Quraysh? And they used to say, بَلْ نَعْبُدُ مَا أَلْفَيْنَا عَلَيْهِ آبَاءَنَا بَلْ نَتَّبِعُ مَا أَلْفَيْنَا عَلَيْهِ آبَاءَنَا. We are going to follow what we found our forefathers on. And this is, even within Muslims, sadly, today, they call themselves Muslims, and they say we submit ourselves to Allah and His laws, La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. But when you look at their actions inside their religion, they have taken on customs and traditions of their forefathers and their country where they come from, and they don't care whether it fits with the sunnah or not. They just take it on and do it and insist on others, and they get upset with you if you don't do it. And they will cut you off of their relationships, of their bloodline, if you don't follow what they do in their traditions, whether it be marriage or celebrations or some type of eating procedure. If it has got something to do with the religion, I'm talking about. I'm not talking about customs that have nothing to do with the deen. Such as, these people like to eat this way, or these people like to dress this way. So long as it's halal within Islamic rights, customs are okay. But when it has something to do with worship and deen within the religion, then it becomes haram if it doesn't agree with our religion.